Hey, well, today I'm angry at the reactions to Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death. Today's the 21st of September. She died 3 days ago on a Saturday, and it has been turmoil ever since. Now, it doesn't help that she asked a relative of hers to pass on her deathbed wish that nobody be nominated to fill her seat until the next president was elected. This caused, you can imagine, the usual howls of outrage from the right and howls of outrage from the left. Right now, the left is saying that because Donald Trump is facing re-election in 45 days, that he cannot nominate a Supreme Court candidate and that the Senate should not confirm it, that it's be left for the new president. Where is that line? If a president nominates somebody for the Supreme Court 1 day before their term expires and their party controls the Senate and the Senate votes to confirm, that is it. It's a done deal. That new justice is confirmed. The 2016 case where Justice Anton Scalia died prior to the election was a different scenario. The Republicans controlled the Senate and the Democrats controlled the presidency. The Democratic president could not rely on the Republican Senate to confirm his choice, just as today a Republican president would not be able to rely on a Democratic Senate to confirm his choice. But this is between the president and the Senate. The House has nothing to do with it. It is only the Senate, and it is actually a very close call. There's a very small Republican margin in the Senate, and 2 Republican senators have already said that they plan to vote against any Trump nominee before the election. I'll point out that Trump is the president. People who say the president should have the right to nominate his own justice, Trump is still president. If Justice Ginsburg had survived until after the election, which I'm sure she struggled mightily to do, then the next president, if there is a next president, if it is a different president, I should say, then the next president would have the right to nominate whoever he wished to replace her. But the fact is, it's a Republican president, it's a Republican Senate. They are the masters of their own destiny. If they can get 51 votes or 50 with Pence's tiebreaker, the Republicans get to choose the next Supreme Court candidate. However, I don't think that people have any idea what that means. They think that the Republican choices always vote conservative and the Democratic choices always vote liberal. This is absolutely not true. Look at Justice Roberts, a tremendous disappointment for anybody with a conservative bent. He was nominated by a Republican president and he was confirmed. He has consistently taken a liberal perspective, not a Republican perspective. And you would think that this is as it should be, that the justices should be impartial. They shouldn't have a liberal or a conservative bent. But I guess these days conservative means a strict literal reading of the Constitution, and a liberal reading is one that uses interpretation or substitutes modern mores for the way things were 250 years ago when the Constitution was written. The loss of this woman is a great loss to us all. Apparently she was a very impressive person, and I have nothing against her personally. I know she advocated for women's rights. I support her in almost everything that she did. I certainly thought she was a great person and an admirable person. But that doesn't change the fact that she far overstepped her bounds when she suggested that she should have an influence on who was nominated to replace her. You know, the Supreme Court is the final arbiter on law in this country, whether it's constitutional or not. And we don't need anybody from either side, either too conservative or too liberal, making decisions on our behalf. The Supreme Court is supposed to decide whether laws, whether they're passed by Congress or whether they're court decisions from lower courts, the Supreme Court is supposed to impartially review them and decide on what the constitutionality of these laws is. They're not supposed to bring their own baggage to it, and it's become increasingly frequent in recent years that these justices do bring their personal baggage to it and do opine personally on issues that have nothing to do with the court. This is fairly recent, and all that it does is it heightens tension between the two groups, each of whom feels that if they had a justice representing their position, then finally there would be justice in the land. No pun intended. This is an opportunity always when a Supreme Court justice either retires or passes away. It's an opportunity for us to rethink what the Supreme Court should be. Should we take advantage of whichever president is in power to pack the court with justices that he considers favorable to his perspective. I guess that's what we've come to. But I would like to see us go back to a time when justices were impartial, when there was no justice that you can point to and say, he or she feels either liberal or conservative towards this issue, because you would know that they were fair. That seems like a long past, distant day. Please, let's try to get back there. Let's wake up.